There we go. We got the music started. Good morning, Ramen.
Good morning, everyone. Ha-
We got the music started. We'll give it about another 30 seconds or so to give people a chance to get involved.
Don't forget about the commercials.
Yeah, well, that's why I give it. I usually give it about a minute. That way, people. And by the way, now that you've unmuted, good morning, Dar.
Buenos dias.
Oh my God. ¿Cómo estás?
Muy bien, y tú?
Vigada Zeman.
Okay.
Yeah, that too.
Oh, come on. You know what V Gates is or V Gates is Seaman.
I do. Yeah, I do.
All
That's the
right.
reason I
Well,
said that too.
V Gates is how is it? And V Gates is Zeman is how are you? How goes it
Okay.
with you?
I'm thirsty.
You're thirsty.
I don't have any water, and nobody will
Well,
sell me any.
you don't have
You got a freaking faucet
faucet in your kitchen?
in a
Ew.
glass?
No. Ew. Gross.
That's how I drink my water.
That's the way my wife feels about it. She won't drink tap water either.
No, it's nasty. New York, I drink tap water. I would drink it like I would just put my head to the faucet sometimes. In summer when I would run around outside with my little weirdos and I'd come in and just drink right out the faucet. It was great. The
We
water
used to
tasted
drink out of the
really good.
hose when I was a kid.
We
We
didn't have a
drank.
hose. We were in an apartment.
Yeah, I was gonna say Dar and I are garden hose kids.
Uh,
No. I was watching some guy. He's got this fancy little tester. And his kid comes up and says, "I want to drink out of a hose." He goes, "Well, wait a second. Let's test this." And he pulls out a glass and drains water from the hose into the
Ew.
glass. And then tests it. Oh, it's at 400. 400's off the charts as being unsafe. Well, first of all, nobody had ever drank out of a garden hose, turned the water on, and immediately drank out of that
Yeah, you
hose.
wait because that water
Yeah.
is warm.
You waited until that water got cold,
Exactly.
and
Yep.
it flood. So therefore, that meant it flushed everything out of that hose that may have crawled up in it. The
Yeah.
And
ants,
you
the
never
snakes,
put
the
your mouth to
spiders.
the hose.
No,
No,
God, no. It's been laying on the ground. What's wrong with people?
Never put your mouth to the hose either.
and it's like, yeah, that what that yeah, you're talking about that old nasty stagnant water that's sat in that hose now for
A
since the
A
week.
last
day or
time
two.
the last time it's
Oh,
been
shit.
turned on.
Yeah, well, you want to drink that. That's nasty.
Yeah.
So, speaking of hose, since we're talking about the garden hose, the lyrics for "What are you going to do with the drunken sailor?" says, "Stick him in a
Baby,
scuttle
come
with
here.
hose pipe." Right? Well, a
Come
hose
here.
pipe is sailor slang for
Uh
a hose. That
huh.
just so you
Hey,
know,
Put the pan
uh,
back,
uh,
please. Thank you.
I'm
used to be
Put
sorry.
called
the
hose
pan back
pipes.
on the chair.
She's talking to her kid without being on mute.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I'm in the kitchen. I can't reach the mute button from here. Yeah, sure. This.
Okay. So I'm so I totally missed that, Dar.
Thank
What
you. Can you give
was
me scissors?
being
Are
okay,
you
Dar? I
done,
totally
Robin?
missed. Okay, being in the hose is sailor talk for what?
Yeah, no. So here's the thing, man. Um, the lyrics for "Drunken Sailor," right?
Right.
They talk about a hose pipe. Well, what a hose pipe is, that's just um, an old word for a hose, a garden hose, right?
Ah, okay.
So when you hear hose pipe, you know that just means a hose. So just so you know, for future
Oh,
reference. Like
okay.
I know that's like probably one of the big things that
Thank
you're
you.
thinking about today. Oh, what's a hose pipe? More importantly, what's a scupper? That's the more
Mm.
important one.
I have no clue what a scupper is.
So a scupper is a drain. So on the ship, right? On the edge of the deck, there's things called a scupper, and it's just a little cutout drain area with a pipe attached to it, so that the water runs off the deck down that into the ocean.
Oh,
So it's
okay.
just a way of draining the deck, so you don't, retain water on the deck of the ship.
Right, right.
Okay.
So if somebody's like really hungover or whatever, they would just lay them up there. So if they throw up in the scupper, and they put a hose there to wash the vomit down, so nobody had to deal with it.
I was watching
And that's what those lyrics mean, basically.
I was watching one of those crab fishermen and the Northern Bering Sea videos
Yeah,
the other
yeah.
day.
Deadliest catch.
Yeah, and this guy got washed the real heavy water seas,
Yeah,
real high waves, and one of the guys got washed overboard.
yeah.
Oh.
That
And
happens.
it took them like 30 minutes to get him back into the ship.
Oh my God.
I hope he had a suit on.
Yeah, oh yeah, they were all suited up because
Yeah, but if he didn't have a
so,
survival suit, 30 minutes would kill you in that water.
well he was alive, so he had something on.
Yeah, well, that's individuals too, because you know they're just talking about the average person's
Yeah, me,
survival.
I'd last 5 minutes, maybe max 5 minutes. You
Yeah.
you you throw me in that cold water,
Do you
and I
think? Do you think 5 minutes? I don't think 5 minutes. I'm thinking more like two. But all right.
that's probably more like it. That's probably more like it. I mean,
Yeah, you're not going to live long. That's for sure.
no, at best, okay, yeah, you're probably right. 2 minutes at best. You know, if they couldn't even turn the boat around fast enough to come get me, or throw me
Um,
a life preserver or a ring or a rope or anything fast enough to get my fat butt out of the water.
there's sharks
So
in that water.
not that water's too
Um,
cold.
yeah, you're not going to have sharks up there, but you have other stuff. Sand
So
fleas.
Tomb Raider lied to me all these years.
Yeah, pretty much.
Never played it, but
There might be sharks up there in the summertime, but not in winter.
now if you want to talk, speaking of Tomb Raider, if you are on Steam, they are having their Mother's Day sale.
Oh, damn! I didn't know.
Okay,
Okay.
and if you are a fan of uh okay, what in the I what in the heck? Steam is doing some crazy stuff on my computer here
What
today.
happened?
It just closed itself on me.
What?
It did a thing where it would not open, and I uninstalled it, and then I couldn't reinstall it for hours. It had some kind of
Probably,
weird glitch. Hmm.
probably because their Mother's Day sale and stuff. That there's just way more people on there than they're used to, and they're having issues keeping up.
Uh, Besides Oblivion, one of their other big games is on sale
Spring in the Shire.
at 50% off on, and it's one of these that they part one, part two, part three, and then they've got the remastered version. And Now I can't even get Steam to open up right now, so
Mm.
that's okay. Uh, Steam's got some sales going on, so if you're into Steam, I almost bought a Steam Deck the other day.
I don't.
Um, well, it was actually Asus deck, but it
Oh,
plays plays all the games that's on Steam Deck.
okay.
And I'm a
Lego The
fan,
Hobbit. No.
and I'm a fan of Asus equipment.
Okay.
You know, every other brand computer I've owned has always given me some problems one way or another, including those at
Mhm.
work. But other than just typical upgrades, I've never had a problem with any of my Asus machines. So that's just my own personal thing. But anyway, uh, dark. Oh, and also, if you're into movies, Fandango at Home or Voodoo, Fandango
Mhm.
bought out Voodoo. They're having their Mother's Day sale also, $5 movies.
Mm.
They've got like 266 different movies on sale for $5. Now they're all older movies,
Mhm.
like Dirty Dancing, Pretty Woman, Mrs. Doubtfire, Princess
Mm.
Diaries.
Nobody puts baby in a corner.
It's funny. These aren't really mom movies, though. I mean, I guess. Okay.
Freaky Friday with Jamie Lee Curtis.
Oh, that was good.
The
Yeah.
original
Original was
Parent
better.
Trap.
Mhm.
So that's
I
why
love that.
that's why I said it was the one with Jamie Lee Curtis, so that you wouldn't.
Mhm.
Yeah, because the original was much better.
They should have a sale on Carrie. That's a motherhood story if you ever heard one. Damn.
What?
They should have Carrie up there on sale.
Yeah.
If if you're a
Yeah, that's a
Golden
motherhood story. Yeah, I
if
agree.
you're a Golden Girls fan, you can
Oh,
buy each season at $5 a pop.
I love that show so much as a kid.
Uh, you you can buy all the seasons for $5 a piece, $5 per season. So you can have fun with that.
Yay.
Yeah, I mean, now I bought all 6 seasons of Highlander for $30. So,
Ooh.
See, I loved the first movie. I
Mhm.
absolutely loved
oh,
it.
the first
It
mo-
was
the
great.
first the first movie was absolutely amazing.
It was. Tried to watch the TV series, could not do it. And second and third movie just sucked.
Oh,
So
there is no second movie.
Ah,
There
yeah, there is.
there is not a second movie. It went from first movie to the third movie. See, the second movie, there is no Highlander 2.
Well, may
mm.
not call it that, but there's more than one Highlander movie.
Oh yeah.
So Shroom is of the. There's only 3 movies and a fucking awesome holiday special club, but for Highlander. Okay,
Well, yeah, what they put out there is the second Highlander movie with Sean Connery in that god
mm.
awful get up.
And a fucking accent. Gotta love Ramirez though.
Yeah, it's like Scottish accent, but you believe he's a Spaniard. That's just cracks me up.
I love it.
But
So
I
yeah, but
want
the
to see
original
a
movie
fan
was great.
revamp of those movies where Ramirez is the only one left standing. That would be fucking awesome. You know, fans have fixed the Star Wars movies after Lucasfilm went back and fucked it up some more 30 years later. So yeah, I
Yeah,
want to see
then
a
Disney
revamp.
completely ruined them. So yeah. So we don't talk about Star Wars.
Oh no, no.
And we don't talk about Disney because Disney completely ruined Star Wars and the hell with them. It's the reason I'll never spend another dime on anything Disney ever again.
Mm.
If I buy anything Disney, it's only because the grandchildren absolutely want it, and and the wife buys it. I've got no choice in the matter.
Well, my grandchildren will
I
be
would
totally
l-
disappointed.
I would love to say I'll never spend anything on Disney again, but I'm gonna take them to see that live Lilo and Stitch movie. So
You go do that.
it's gonna be great.
I okay. You do whatever you do. You boo.
Uh huh. It looks so freaking cute. People are talking so much trash. I don't care.
Yeah. All right.
I, I'm. You go have fun with your little blue furry.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah. Some guy dressed up in a blue furry suit. Oh, Ramen, you're a furry now. Wow, good to know.
really,
You heard it here, folks. Ramen is a furry.
really. That
Did,
shit is expensive. I can't afford to be no damn furry.
she's into
The,
blue furries.
those suits
Yes,
are
he
not
is.
cheap.
Ramen's got her blue furry.
Oh Jesus.
Instead of blue chews,
No.
it's blue furries. Ooh.
Okay.
So she's looking
I
for a furry
had.
sugar daddy now.
Actually, I was looking for my furry avatar. I had ramen as a furry. I don't know where that avatar. Oh, it's on the other computer. Fuck.
That's good. Well, yeah. We get it, Ramen. It's okay. We still love you.
It won't let me upload it
Just look
either.
at
It
you
says I have to
different.
log in. I wouldn't know. I can't see y'all.
Yeah.
Just don't ban with me when you see my little pink bunny ears next week. Shit. My little bunny ears and a little bib. I'd be a baby furry. That's a thing.
It is. Yeah, baby play. I'm all familiar with all that stuff.
Baby play or baby furry play?
There's both.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Even diapers and everything.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's why they invented adult diapers.
Well, I don't
Mm,
think so, but so it's that whole rule. What is it? Rule 37. So you taking, they invented the camera, and then 15 minutes later, some guy take pictures of naked women with it. So yeah, anything
Yep.
that can be sexualized, they will do it.
The first
It's
X-rated movie was
plain.
called The Kiss. It was 60
Yeah,
seconds long.
wow.
that's right. So just saying, just saying. All right, so what are we talking about today? Let's get the
Okay.
show on the road. Because I'm sure people are going like, what the hell are those three on about?
All right. Well, there is a who done it better.
Mm,
Okay.
Ooh,
And we can thank Dar for this.
of course,
Okay,
because
because we
I'm a
got
troublemaker.
because he is the troublemaker as to who did what song better, the original or the person who did the cover. And there's one song that I'm very angry about that, these people's.
There's probably more than a few that you'll be angry about, so that's okay, and it's good.
So anyway, uh number 40 on the who done it better countdown. They're saying, according to these experts, Frank
Yeah, sure.
Ocean's Moon River is better than Henry Mancini's.
I don't
Um,
know.
I prefer Henry Mancini's
Mm-hmm.
to Frank Ocean's. Frank Ocean's just got more famous because of the movie.
yeah, I think that's it. So, okay, I'm looking at the list. I'm thinking this is written by what was most popular or had more plays or whatever, as opposed to which one was actually better, because there's a lot that goes into that. So, but yeah, I don't know that I can fully agree with this assessment, but because it's kind of hard to I have a lot of Henry Mancini music and I like it all. Baby Elephant Walk, stuff like that. So I'm not sure. I don't have Frank Ocean's version anywhere in my music collection, so
Never
therefore
heard it.
it cannot be better. It cannot be better because I don't have it. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, what just happened here?
I don't know what happened.
I don't know. Okay, my computer changed screens on me for no. Oh, I know what happened. Okay. All right. Now, I have no these. I don't know anything about these people here, either the group Whole or the Crystals.
Oh, I like see.
But
I like
so,
Hole.
but supposedly he hit me and it felt like a kiss.
Ew.
Yeah.
A song
All right.
about domestic violence.
That's definitely what it's about. So I like Hole, and you know who Hole is, right? It's
Unfortunately,
yeah, it's the
Courtney
crazy
loves
chick who
band.
yeah, it's Courtney Love's band, yeah. The crazy chick who married Kurt
Kurt
Cobain
Cobain.
Right.
or Nirvana. All right. So that being the case, I'm going to agree with this assessment. I do like the whole version.
So Courtney was, she was singing about her relationship with Kurt.
Uh,
Was she the victim of domestic violence? Is that why she is able to get so much better?
oh,
I
Jesus.
don't think so. I just kind of like not a lot of not everything that Hole did do I like, but there's a lot of their songs I do like them just because I'm more I like the kind of heavier, um, hard hitting stuff. The Crystals are more of are a little more lame, I guess. I guess is a good way to put it.
The only thing I liked by Holt was Celebrity Skin. That was it.
Yeah, Celebrity Skin was great. That was a good song.
What was the name of this song?
Celebrity
Celebrity
Skin,
Skin.
which is
Celebrities.
fantastic. Yeah, and if you listen to lyrics of
That's
that
not,
song is
that
dark.
sounds like that should be a porno thing.
I
No,
guess, but it's decent.
it kind of is, but
Naked celebrities running around.
no. So what Celebrity
No.
Skin is about is so what it's about is what you have to go through to be famous in to be a celebrity, right? And what girls put themselves through to be famous. And that's what that whole song's about. And it's a very telling commentary on the music industry as well as Hollywood in the 90s. And yeah, and it's dark. That song is dark. So, are you sensing a theme here? All right. So, what's the next
Okay.
song?
Okay. D. Cat Power over covering I Found a Reason. Originally done by Velvet Underground.
I've never even heard that song, but I
Velvet
wasn't a
Underground.
fan.
Velvet Underground all the way on this one. Sorry. I like the Velvet Underground.
Okay, well, that's good because I've never heard of either group or the song.
Um,
Velvet Underground is actually really good. They get a lot of bad rap.
Okay, Rihanna redoing "Same Old Mistakes" by originally done by Tame Impala.
I'm not sure I'm familiar with this one.
how come I've never heard of any of these? This is fucking weird.
Now,
I
I
know
mean,
these are some weird covers.
I feel
I
like I
know
should
who
have heard of them.
Rihanna is.
Never heard of Tame Impala. I feel like I missed
Yeah,
something.
that's kind of where I'm at too.
Okay, Bork, Burke.
Yeah, York.
York,
She was. I was never. I was never a fan of hers. I just there's no song she ever did I actually listened to.
right? Her so-called music sounds too much like a train crash.
That's weird. It just yeah, it was one of those. It's like an experimental indie thing that a lot of people just really got involved, and I'm just like, I don't get it.
Uh, no
It's just one of
thanks.
those things. I just never got York.
No.
I just
Okay,
never got it.
Iron
What's this
and
one?
Wine. Okay, doing Such Great Heights, which was originally done by the Postal
The Postal
Service.
Service. Yeah. Let me see here. I got something.
Is this okay? Why is it I got a feeling they're a punk or hair band or something like that?
Yeah,
I
you know the
heavy metal.
no, it's indie pop stuff. It's that like Manford and Sons kind of thing.
Okay,
Um, and a lot of the indie pop groups, right? Out of were kind of an outcrop of the whole grunge thing in Seattle. So a lot of people felt that grunge went way too far. So they started, that's when Mumford and Sons, I'm sorry, Mumford and Sons and bands like that started, becoming popular. Um, I'm, well, I will tell you that I am not a huge fan of that whole indie pop movement. It's just, I felt it was kind of weak.
okay,
And that's just well, the songs I talk about and the music I listen to, you guys are like, you get more of a sense of what I'm into.
well,
Iron
yeah,
and Wine, it's another one I've never even heard of those guys. I wouldn't even.
okay. Here's
Same way with the
Cat
Postal
Power.
Service, I never would have listened to any of their stuff.
Here's Cat Power with "Sea of Love."
Oh yeah, I remember this song. uh yeah, no, I
That
did listen to this song
album
though, and it's
cover
not a
looks
bad
actually
song. It's
that album
not a
cover
bad
looks
song.
horrid.
Cat Power did do a good job covering it, but you know who did even a better job of covering it?
Oh,
And that's the guys that uh, trying to remember the name of the group now, but what happened is a couple of heavy metal rockers separated from their bands, and they did a cover of this. It was what Jimmy Page and oh, the Honey Drippers did a cover.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Honey Drippers. There you go.
Let's see here. Honey Drippers, Phil Phillips. Who else? I'm.
Yeah, so the Honey Drippers.
I think I know the song, but
Yeah, the Honey Drippers actually did a really good cover of it, even better than Cat Powers. Yeah, Robert Plant um, was from Led Zeppelin, formed the Honey Drippers, and the Honey Drippers version of this is better than Cat Powers. And that's my take. I'm sticking with it. You can't change. But I do remember the Cat Power version, and it was good. But the Honey Drippers did it better.
let's see. B.J. Thomas did a cover of it. Freddie Fender did a cover. The
Yeah,
Heptones, Iggy Pop, and Tom Waits.
yeah. Didn't much care for the Tom Waits version, and really didn't like the Iggy Pop cover. Now, Iggy Pop, I do like some of his stuff, but not this one. And I still think the Honey Drippers did the better version.
That cover, though, that they've got on here, that just looks absolutely horrible.
What? Oh yeah, yeah. If you ever listen to Cat Power, yeah, their whole album, they did a whole album of covers, and some of them were actually quite good. But yeah, that cover is just gross.
And this is Cat Power, the covers record. So,
Yeah,
Uh,
uh,
they did a whole album of nothing but covers. Um, and then you have Me First and the Gimme Gimmes, which is a band uh, that was formed from several other punk bands. They got together and formed Me First and the Gimme Gimmes, and they did nothing but covers. They were a cover band, and they covered everything from Olivia Newton-John to Elvis Presley. Some of their covers are really good, and some really suck.
okay. Now, all right. I can agree with them on this one here. Ray Charles's version of "I Can't Stop Loving You" over Don
yeah.
Gibson's original.
Yeah, I would have to go with that too. I would have to go with that.
But there are days I want to listen to Don Gibson's version. I want
Really?
there. Yeah, there are days because Don Gibson's was. I mean, there's days I prefer Don Gibson's. It's now it's just an older version. I mean, it's the original version, and it's sang differently than what Ray Charles did.
Yeah, that was the Don Gibson version. Was that like the 50s or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Roy Clark, what he basically did is modernized it, brought it into
Well,
um,
Ray Charles took it up into the '60s, and Ray Charles,
yeah.
can't take nothing. I'm not saying nothing against Ray Charles. The man's got an amazing voice, amazing stage presence.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ray Charles. Yeah, it's like his rendition of America the Beautiful is like one of my
Oh,
favorite renditions ever. Um, but yeah, see, I would agree with this. I think Ray Charles version is better. I just all the way around.
But there are some days I just prefer. I want to listen to the original.
Yeah, there are some things, not a
So
lot, but there are some. Joni Mitchell.
both sides now.
Yeah.
I'm, I know the song. I'm just trying to remember who it is. Who it is that sings it that I'm more familiar with. I don't know if it's Joni Mitchell's version of it.
Yeah, Joni Mitchell. Um, what I'll say about Joni Mitchell is this: I'm not a fan of a
Same.
lot of her. Yeah, I'm just not a fan of Joni Mitchell. In general, she did have one or two songs I kind of liked. Um, that's about it. I'm not a huge Joni Mitchell fan, and I think most of her music that I've heard um, is probably covers of, even though she did. So Joni Mitchell did write a lot of songs for other artists, and but yeah, I'm just not a huge Joni Mitchell fan, so I'm going to disagree with this and just move on.
All right, Led Zeppelin.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm going to agree. Their
I
version of Days and Confused is better, and it was in the movie as well. I am going to agree with this one.
Okay, that's because I am not familiar. I mean, I know who Led Zeppelin is. I'm not familiar with Jake Holmes, and I'm
Right.
this song is not ringing a bell with me.
Yeah, no, watch the movie Dazed and Confused.
So, Devil Town. Not
Oh.
familiar with the group Bright Eyes or Daniel Johnston.
No.
Um, not familiar with Daniel Johnston.
No.
Yo, Data.
Hey, Data.
Data, data, data. What's up, my friend? Okay.
Oh, man,
The
not
Bobby
thinking.
Teens
What?
doing Young and Dumb, which is a rock anthem. Ooh.
Yeah, the
Y-
Bobby T.
young and dumb sound, that's my description of almost everybody under the age of 25.
Well, that's the way I was when I was younger. That's for sure.
Oh yeah. When they used to Data says he met the guy that drew the Boston spaceship cover.
Yeah.
Ah. Keep on going right past. Okay. Jenny Lewis and the Wassey Twins.
Hmm.
Handle with Care, originally done by Traveling Wilburys.
What's this now?
Handle with Care. I'm sorry. I'm always going to be almost every time going to take Traveling Wilburys over anybody that covers their songs.
I think so
Yep.
too. I think I'm going to have to go with the Traveling Wilburys on this. And the only reason I really like the Traveling Wilburys is Roy Orbison.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people say. I'm down with that.
I'm I'm a Roy Orbison kind of guy.
Oh.
So
I do like Tom Petty though. Don't get me wrong. His voice
Yeah.
does.
okay, here. Father John Misty. Oh no, 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 no. You cannot take a Johnny Cash and June Carter song and say you done it better. That ain't happening.
You know what? See, I'm a Johnny Cash, June Carter fan. You know, Jacksonville. Well, you know, I'm
Right.
going
Uh
to
huh.
Jackson. I'm going to Jackson is always going to
Hmm.
be a favorite of mine. Just it is because the two of them when they did that, that was just like so freaking awesome. I am just going to have to go. I'm going to have to go look this one up later and see if it is actually any good or not.
Oh,
Yeah.
Johnny Cash did cover "Hurt" by was it 9 Inch Nails,
Yeah.
Yes, and
and
that's
his
I'm sure
version
that's
was
going to be on
better.
this list. I'm sure it's going to be on this list.
Oh yeah.
George Benson on Broadway.
I'm torn
Yes.
on this one. I'm torn on this one because I like both versions.
What is it? I'm in the kitchen. I'm sorry.
George Benson covered on Broadway, originally done by the
Yes.
Drifters.
Was originally done by the Drifters, and I like the Drifters. I
No,
do.
I
I
like George
I,
Benson. I'm sorry.
I like
Yeah,
them
the
both.
George. Well, I think the George Benson, and see, and problem is George Benson's not the only one that has covered this. Um, so yeah, I'm kind
Okay.
of torn. I am kind of torn.
Oh,
Yeah, because they're both good,
oh.
just in different ways. And
Yeah,
you can definitely tell which version you're listening to just within nanoseconds.
Yeah.
yeah, you're gonna know right away because George Benson, added that contemporary, adult contemporary,
Yep.
jazzy kind of sound to it,
Yeah.
um, which makes it. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of a little torn here, but I'm gonna go with the George Vince. Uh, yeah, I'm gonna go with the George Benson version. Um, yeah,
I'm going to call it a coin flip on my end.
I'm gonna have
Okay.
to. I give the edge to George Benson just because it's more that adult contemporary stuff, not so much of the
Yeah.
sound of the Drifters. But there are other songs by the Drifters who will never be able to
Yeah.
be covered,
Okay.
and that's just all there is to it.
I need a knife.
Okay. Now, if anybody, who in the hell would name their group the Screaming Females?
I don't
Well,
know.
the so
Probably
okay.
anybody that grew up in my building as a kid.
Well, all right. So here's the deal. All right. So you had the screaming females, the violent femmes,
Blister in the sun. Oh
and
yeah.
yeah, blister on the sun, right?
Oh yeah.
That's a classic. Oh, you had a lot of bands at that time with those kind of names. I, if it makes you happy by Sheryl Crow, I'm familiar with that, and I like Sheryl Crow, and I do like that song. I have not heard the Screaming Females version, so I can't comment. On this.
I never heard of four non-blondes until they were on Letterman. So.
Really? Yeah,
Mhm.
that's interesting. Yeah, and see, Four Non Blondes is one of those things where, yeah, they had one song. Not overly huge fan, but I'm not a total, you know, um,
Okay.
yeah, not a total fan.
The Fugees.
Oh, the Fugees,
No,
Yes, the
yeah.
Fugees.
Roberta Flack will always be the queen of this song.
Killing Me
Killing Me
Softly,
Yeah.
right?
Softly.
I don't even have my
Okay.
glasses on. They did a real. It was the cover was good though.
Yeah, the Fugees, which is short for refugees, kind of
Hmm.
thing. Um, okay. Yes, Roberta Flack made that song her own. The Fugees version, it's a more contemporary version of it, and
In the
I,
beginning, it
I
sounds kind of
love it.
identical because Lauren Hill, man, she really sounds like her.
Yeah, she does. Lauren Hill has the voice to carry that one off. That's just yeah. I'll never argue that point. Which one's better? It depends on the mood I'm in.
I mean, you get to the bridge and she really rocks it out. So I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
man.
See, that's the thing. If I'm like in that rocking kind of mood, I will take the Fuji's version every day.
Hmm.
But killing me
I would.
softly with his words,
I don't care who's doing it, and I'm still going to go back to Roberta Flack on this one. That's
yeah,
just
that's fine.
that's indelible in my brain. You know that those two that she is tied to this song forever.
Yeah,
No
well,
one
I
else
get
can
that.
touch it.
I guess it kind of depends
I
what mood I'm
well,
in.
see, and so I'm the same way, Rom. It depends on the mood, which one I like better at the time.
Yeah.
But you're right, Lauren Hill. She just that voice is that
Yeah.
her and Roberta Flack both have amazing voices and
Hmm.
range and all that kind of stuff. And it's like, how do you really? You can't really compare the two. It's two different songs in my opinion. That's
Mm.
just me. And both with different meaning too. You you hear stuff in Roberta Flack's version that you don't hear in the Fuji's version, and vice versa.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's, but yeah, the way they rock it out and everything, they just brought it to more contemporary times, and it's a more contemporary song. So yeah, that's how I'm gonna ride with it.
Hmm.
So what's next here? Soft Cell Tainted Love with by Gloria James.
Oh, I
It's
didn't know that was a cover.
soft sell all day long soft sell.
Yeah. Oh
And
my god.
but okay, all right. So here's my thing on this. All right,
But see,
all right.
I know the song. I just can't. I don't know whose version of it I think of when I hear
I
it.
only heard the
You
one
know, when I
version.
hear
My
it in my brain.
kids, if I switch
No.
past it on the radio in the car, my kids start yelling, "Put it back, mom!" Oh,
Okay, so here's my here. Okay, so here's my thing. Is I'm gonna throw some stuff at you. Yeah, the soft sell version is definitely better than the original. All right, even though, um, but then again, I'm also gonna throw out there. I'm also gonna throw
thank you,
out
baby.
Marilyn Manson on this one,
Oh, that's right. You did
and
cover it. I forgot.
yeah, and I'm also gonna throw out my. There's a German rock band. Uh, that does a really good job of it too, but it's
Thank you.
totally different.
Hold on.
Um,
Yeah, I just don't know whose I prefer. I really don't. I mean, I know what I hear in my brain when I hear the song, but I don't know who wrote it or which group sang it.
yeah, see, it's
Now, see, this here is going to be straight up Dars because I don't listen to either group,
Uh,
Nirvana or Meat Puppets. So
Isn't that Johnny Cash?
this is strictly up to Nirvana, up to Dar to say who's got the best one. I've got no dog in this hunt.
I think Johnny
oh,
Cash was
okay.
best.
Nirvana Lake of Fire. Yeah. See, the Meat Puppet version is so much different than the Nirvana version. And the Meat Puppets. kind of like it's. Yeah, it depends on my mood. Depends on my mood. I'm gonna go with Meat Puppets. I'm not. I think they did it better than Nirvana.
And I am going to assume this is not the Johnny Cash's "I Fell Into a Lake of Fire."
No, not even close.
So
Oh, yeah. So yeah, no, that's Ring of Fire by Johnny
yeah,
Cash, which
uh,
is one of the most covered songs universally
yeah.
ever.
Now you and I talked about this one earlier, Dar.
Yeah, we did.
Talking Heads, "Take Me to the River," Al Green. Uh,
Yeah, and there's other versions of uh, "Take Me to the River" that I like better than Talking Heads.
I honestly believe though between the two, because I think Al Green did a better job, but
Well, again, as I said earlier,
then it could be I prefer Al Green's voice to theirs.
right? Yeah, and that style of music too. So what I'm going to say is this, and this is my thing. And see, now this is where Sean or Data. Yeah, see, this is where I kind of wish Sean was on the thing on today because he's younger, and I kind of think Data probably is too. So for those of us who were old enough to remember the Al Green version, right? We're going to have a special place in our heart for Al Green on this.
Right.
For people who are a little bit younger, see, like Sean, he's not even going to and I don't know how Data feels about it, but like people in a certain age group are not even going to know who the Talking Heads are either. They're going
Oh
to
my
be looking
god.
at versions from bands that are more current and going. Um, so um, so for me, I see. I like both versions, but for different reasons. Because Al Green, that soulful kind of way he does it, it's like,
Mhm.
yeah. Then there's even been a couple country artists that have tried to do it, and just yeah, they tried, but
Yeah. Try.
um,
If
what's that?
if you don't have the voice to carry this song, you're not going to carry it.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of those things. It's there are songs out there that are just hard to do,
Yep.
and people try, but yeah. Wow. So Data fixed Lauren Hill's computer.
That's
Yeah,
pretty
I
cool.
saw that.
Yeah.
Now I have no idea. Well, Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young version of Woodstock over Joni Mitchell's.
Yes. All day long. All day long.
Yes, I mean,
Yeah, that's not even a thing. Yeah, the Crosby, Stills, Nash version. Joni Mitchell's sucks.
Ooh. Damn, my glasses.
Janis Joplin over Chris Christopherson for me and Bobby McGee.
Uh,
Unfortunately, yes. I'm not
Um,
a huge Janis Joplin fan, but
I never really
I
heard that song.
I'm Chris Christopherson's a better writer than singer.
yeah, I kind of have to agree with that too. And so, yeah, because when you listen to the two different versions, right? Janis Joplin's version, I mean, the way she hits those high notes and, you know, in all of that. And she changed the lyrics too a little bit,
Yeah,
which
Okay.
makes it, you know, because when Chris Christopherson wrote the song, right, he was talking about a young lady. And when Janis Joplin performed it, she was talking about her boyfriend.
Right.
And so Janis Joplin just has a little bit more. I mean, the gravelly kind of version of Chris Christopherson did was good, but it just wasn't the same. Janis Joplin has made that song her own. And if you ask 99% of the people out there about me and Bobby McGee, they all know the Janis Joplin version. And they don't even, most people don't even know that Chris Christopherson wrote it and first performed it. So yeah, that's a kind of hands down. I have to go with that. That's
Yeah. My
a good
and
Okay.
like I
choice
said,
for this list.
and I like I said, I'm not a Janis Joplin fan. So for
I'm
me
not
to
an
like,
overly big Janis Joplin fan. There's a few songs that I really like that she did, but other people have since come along and covered those and made them better.
right. Right
So
now, Chris Christopherson, now he's got some songs that he's written that he is the only person that can sing them.
Okay.
yes, that is a fact. There are some Chris Christopherson songs that if somebody tried to cover, it just wouldn't be the same.
Right. They could not cover it correctly. They
Yeah.
so again, it's like we talked about there a little bit off now. Bob Dylan. Bob Dylan was a better songwriter than singer, but there are some Bob
Oh yeah.
Dylan songs only he can sing.
Yeah, there's a
Well,
couple that I would agree, but again, not big enough. See, I think Bob Dylan is highly overrated, and
maybe.
I'm just going to go with that.
And I'm
Okay.
not going to disagree with you.
I'm just gonna add that um, you mentioned Stills, Nash, and Young above this, and they did a song "Love the One You're With." I think the cover is better than the original. The cover was by a guy named Will Young, and wow, it was. I really think you should look that up. It was really good.
Yeah, I agree. There are quite a few songs that from Crosby, Stills, and Nash where the covers are much better. I would not argue with you one little bit on that one, Roman. I'm in agreement with the Ramen.
Yeah. The Rolling Stones over Buddy Holly.
Uh yeah, no, I'm not sure about that one.
Me
I,
neither. I don't know.
I don't lionize Buddy Holly like so many people do.
No, but Buddy Holly had some big hits that were really good, and
Yeah,
Bobby's voice was just, or Buddy Holly's voice was pretty interesting.
yeah,
Hmm.
and
See, that's the reason why.
sometimes it, I just couldn't listen to him because of some his voice just sometimes got on my nerves. I don't like fingernails on a chalkboard.
Yeah, there were certain songs that he did, like Peggy Sue and some of those that just were, you know. But other songs, he didn't really have a lot of range. That was the thing, and that's the reason why Elvis Costello um, became such a big deal because Elvis Costello looked like Buddy Holly, sounded a lot like him, but had more range.
Right.
Uh huh.
And that's where, so I think, I think Buddy Holly, okay, so if Buddy Holly hadn't died in that plane crash, I think he would have faded rather quickly.
Okay.
All right. Oh no, no. The
Oh
Ramones. Do you want to dance over Bobby Freeman's version? Oh,
The Ramones,
yeah,
I'm going with the Ramones version.
yeah. Me too.
Yeah, there's, don't get me wrong, Bobby Freeman's great. That was a good song, but give me the Ramones version all day long. Plain and
Oh,
simple.
I want to see if they have any Nina Simone up there.
I, I.
Yeah.
Michael Bublé covered New Day, and I like this better.
You sure it's
Yeah,
not
on
because
this
what?
one.
Because it was Bubby?
Oh, don't you start with me now. His is more upbeat, and it's just yeah.
Uh, I I like to pick on these women. You know, a lot. There's some women out there that they're Bubby fans.
I'm surprised they don't have shares. My lover shot me down up there.
Yeah, that's a good. That
Or
is
covered.
Nico these days. Covering Jackson Brown. See, okay, so let's talk about Nico.
I don't know who that is. I'm sorry.
What's that?
I don't know who that is. There was a character on General Hospital named Nico, but that's about it. That's all I got.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about Nico these days. Jackson Brown. So I'm a huge Jackson Brown fan. I am. A lot of songs they did just were phenomenal. Some people have come along and covered them. I don't agree with that Nico did a better version. I think Nico is good on she has her own things that are yeah, I think Nico has music that is better than a lot of other people's, but yeah, I don't agree with this.
Shroom, can you put the link to this list in the description later?
Sure.
The what?
Mhm. I was just asking
Uh,
to put the link in the description for this list so I can look it over.
Yeah, so all right. So here's what I'm gonna say about this. Nico has some really good songs, interesting voice. I don't think her version of these days is better.
Okay.
Now,
And that's where I'm gonna
Elvis
stick with it.
is Elvis Costello really Lou Costello's son?
That's what Data's saying. I didn't know
Yeah.
that. It's interesting if that's true. So yeah, I did not know that.
Okay. Here was it. No, absolutely not. No way, no way, no way, no shape, no form. This
Uh,
is unbelievable. No.
What's that?
Whitney Houston over Dolly Parton for I'll Always Love You. No, no way, shape, and or form. This is a hill I will die on. Whitney Houston did not and could not and sing that song better than Dolly did.
well,
Um,
Dolly
okay,
put a
again,
heart into that song that no one can ever match.
you're not wrong.
all right. So here's my take on it. Whitney Houston's version is a little poppier. Whitney has an amazing vocal. Had I will say had an amazing vocal range. Um, in some respects, um, she modernized the song, but for those of us old enough to remember why Dolly Parton wrote and recorded that song, it has a lot more meaning to us than the Whitney Houston version. But there's a lot of people younger than us who will totally disagree with with um, with your take. So I will say this: depending on my mood, I like both songs, and it's I'm sticking with that. I like them both. I don't think one's better than the other. I think they're different, and that's what I'm going to go with.
Okay, I'm not gonna air an opinion on that one, but what I love, not that I was so classy, is how Dolly gave accolades to Whitney on her performance of it. That's
Oh
all.
yeah,
You gotta love her, man.
Oh, Dolly don't hate on nobody.
No.
Dolly doesn't hate on anybody, and I mean, she even gave credit to the people that covered her
Jolene.
Jolene,
Oh
and
god.
which I thought was like, again, when Dolly wrote
Better
these
than they
songs,
deserved.
when Dolly wrote those songs, she wrote songs that she could sing that were for her voice.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Dolly's voice cannot be, I mean, most people cannot match her voice.
Well, nobody has a voice quite like Dolly's.
Right.
And see, and that's like for me and Reba McEntire, right?
Oh God.
See, I
Reba
Uh
is
watch
I,
some
I would
jerk try
pay
to
money to
cover
listen to
Fancy.
her read out of the phone book.
Ah,
same. Absolutely the same.
And so there are songs that Reba has done that, as far as I'm concerned, are the best versions of those songs. Now, if somebody comes along and covers a Reba song and does a really good job of it, doesn't mean I'm going to hate on the song or hate on that version. It just means that I will like that version. I'll listen to it, but it will never replace the version that Reba done. So same way with Dolly. Dolly's a national treasure.
well, Reva's Kathy's Clown was a cover, and I thought her version was way better. So
Yeah, yeah. I thought it was too, but I don't know about better, but I liked it more. So
definitely, I'm saying it's better. It was better. You can trust me.
yeah, but yeah,
Why
you're right.
you laugh?
Reba has done some really amazing covers. What's that?
Why you
She,
laugh? I was serious.
I chuckled and I hurt Ramen's feelings.
No, you know what? It's okay. You didn't hurt my feelings. That streamer that laughs at me every time I throw myself at him, that hurts my feelings. I was like, hey, in the chat, he just sends me back a laughing emoji or some shit. I'm
Yeah.
serious, and I'm very sensitive and delicate. Y'all can't be doing it now. I give zero fucks. It's fine.
Okay, delicate as the thorns on the
Oh,
rose.
wow, really? Okay, y'all doubt me.
We've known you too long.
Oh my god, y'all are the worst. See, you are not the person I'm calling when I get kidnapped and deported this year. Okay? No,
Okay.
Yeah, you're not going to get kidnapped and deported.
it's happened before. Just
Okay.
saying.
I can Turner's version of Proud Mary
It's the best.
over CCR's. Yeah.
Nope, you will never top that.
All right. All right. So here's my take on it, right? Here's my take. This is going to be unpopular. You guys aren't going to like me. CCR's version is fantastic. I love the way they do it. Pumping Teen down in New Orleans, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I dig it. I dig it hard. I can Tina Turner's version.
Ooh, that's raw energy, man. You're never gonna top that.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. It's pure raw
Seeing
energy.
her do it
It's
live, oh my
it's
god.
when you hear Ike and Tina's Turner's version, you just can't help but get pumped and all that kind of thing. Um, two totally different. They did two totally different versions. I really like them both. The CCR version, part of the reason I like it is that bluesy kind of sound that they put to it, and that
Hmm.
kind of yeah. So if see now, I have the CCR version in my personal collection, and I listen to it way more than I do Ike and Tina Turner's version. But if I'm out and about and they play Ike and Tina's version, I'm not mad about it.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Now,
So,
again, you just, Ike and Tina Turner's version is more of a, it's definitely rocked up.
Oh yeah.
yeah, it's
Okay.
definitely a
Where,
peppier kind of version, but
right. I mean,
um,
they sped it up. and
Yeah.
it makes you want to move to it. Where CCR's version is more laid back, drink your hot toddy while listening to it.
Yeah.
Oh no.
See, that's the thing. Um, yeah, they're both great songs, great versions. I don't have one over the other that I like better. I just, but I do have the CCR version in my personal collection. Just saying.
Okay, I reading Data's
Yeah.
uh, lineage of the Costellos.
Yeah. So Elvis Costello, that's not his real
Oh, okay.
name. So just so you know.
Okay, I did not know Otis Redding wrote "Respect,"
Yeah.
Ooh.
so I'm only ever heard Aretha Franklin's version. I don't think I've ever heard Otis Redding's version of it.
Mm-hmm. And I like Otis Redding. So, so you
Yeah,
know.
and I like Otis Redding too, but when
But yeah,
I get
Aretha Franklin owns that song forever.
right,
There's
Hmm.
only one version that anybody knows or cares about. That's Aretha.
so yeah, I'm going to have to dig up Otis Redding's version to listen to it.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to
And you're
dig
going to
that up
find
and
it's a
listen to it.
completely different song.
Yeah. Uh, the Beatles twist and shout over the Isley Brothers. No,
Yeah. No, just no.
no.
The original boy band did not do it better.
Um,
But there's been other bands who've done Twist and Shout and have done it much better.
Yep. But the Beatles, nah.
No, I agree. It's not a better version.
You could tell they were doing a cover when they did it. When the Beatles sang their own stuff, they were much better. But when they did
Yeah.
covers, you could tell they were doing a cover. They just didn't put as much energy into it. They just didn't. I mean, it was like, yeah, we're going to sing this song
mm,
that we memorized.
Yeah. And they did it to fill space on an album.
Right.
So you could listen to Twist and Shout um, covers. You could hear the Vamps version. Um, you can hear the Astronauts version.
Why don't you
So
listen? Why don't you name a group I know?
it's not going to happen.
wow.
Uh, so yeah, there's a lot of other bands who have covered Twist and Shout, and they've done it much better than the Beatles.
Oh yeah. Okay, let's see here. Bruce Springsteen, "Because of the Night," originally done by Patti Smith.
Never heard of it, so that's fine.
Oh, you never heard of Patti Smith?
No, I've heard of her. I just haven't heard of the song. So,
Yeah, no,
I'm not familiar with this song either. If I heard it, I'd probably be able to place it, but it,
because the night was made for lovers. Because the night. Yeah, so I don't like the Bruce Springsteen version of Because the Night at all. At all. I do like the Patti Smith version, but I like the Cascadia version even better. So Swedish Swedish dance cover there is much better.
okay.
So that's my thing. I don't like. So the Patti Smith version's pretty good, but yeah, Bruce Springsteen, no, just no, just walk away from Bruce Springsteen. Yeah, I don't know why anybody
All right,
would say
I'll walk
he
away
did a
from
better
Bruce
job.
Springsteen.
Yeah.
The Birds, Mr. Tambourine. Okay, over Bob Dylan's version.
Yes, all day
Yeah.
long,
Yes,
hands down,
yes.
better than Bob Dylan. Much
No,
better than the overrated hack Bob Dylan's version.
yes. All right. Well, speaking of Elvis Costello,
My boy.
Elvis Costello over Nick Lowe for What's So Funny About Peace, Love, and Understanding.
Somebody else covered it and was the best one, but I can't remember who.
Yeah, there's somebody else covered it, did a really good job of it too. The Nick Lowe version, Nick Lowe's Nick Lowe. I mean, yeah. But yeah, the Elvis Costello version is much better.
I'm not.
And
I'm not. I've never been an Elvis Costello fan, so
well, okay, so here you go. Here's the thing, right? Here's what I say about Elvis Costello. I'm not a huge fan of Elvis Costello. Some of his songs are pretty good though, but I'm not a huge fan. Because like I said, his voice is kind of like Buddy Holly's. It's one of those voices that you either but he has more vocal range than Buddy Holly did. So there you go.
all
Just
right.
gonna leave it at that.
Leave it that. Joe
Indeed, it's gonna
Crocker
tell me
with
I'm
a
wrong.
little help from my friend. No, the Beatles did a better job with a little help from my friends than Joe Crocker did.
Joe Cocker.
Cocker. Okay.
All
I
right.
don't
So
care.
here's the thing with Joe Cocker, right? When he's standing on stage and he does the air guitar thing like he's like half wasted out of his mind. Yeah, with a little help from my friends. Who else? Somebody else covered that song. It was amazing. I'm trying to remember now. As soon as I heard it, I was like, they did an amazing cover. It was even better than the Beatles.
Let's see
I can't think of
here.
it either.
Yeah, but you know the one I'm talking about.
I'm pretty sure I'm not crazy and I must have heard it somewhere. I just can't think of it.
Yeah.
Um.
Who took me? Who did
Let's see.
cover
Dave
that?
Fenley did a version of it.
No.
The Mona Lisa Twins.
I never even heard of them.
Um. Let's see who else here. The website is opening. The Gibson Brothers. Has that page opened up yet? Okay.
The Gibson Brothers, isn't that ZZ
Yeah.
Top?
Let's see. Young Idea back in 67. Joe Brown in 67. Peter Knight, The Terribles.
No.
Okay, let's
Trying to remember who
see.
did it. But
Skid Row, Jeff
Skid
Lynne,
Row.
the Rockin' Devils.
Yeah, Skid Row's version is pretty good, actually.
The Carnabys.
I'm thinking that's the one. I'm thinking, yeah, the Barnabys. That sounds right.
Okay, then Peter Frampton did it.
Yeah, Peter Frampton's version's okay, but it's not great. It's okay. Might have been the Barnabys. Yeah, that's
That
what
was
I'm thinking.
Carnabys, CAR.
Oh, Barnabys. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, but somebody did a much better version, and I was like, wow, that's cool. Even better. Might even been the Mona Lisa twins.
The Jabberwocks.
Oh my
No,
God.
not them.
Okay. Uh, let's
For some
see.
reason, I was thinking
Do you know what
ooh,
year it was
it was
or
pretty recent.
decade?
You know what I think it was? I think it was like on one of these country specials where um, some of the people just got up and did it. It was like,
Oh, okay.
Like the Barbara Mandel show or Hee
yeah, but
Haw
they never,
or
never recovered, no, never recorded it, right? But they did it on a show.
okay.
And I'm thinking that's probably what I was.
Okay, because
I'm thinking
yeah,
that's probably
I'm.
what it was.
It's been covered hundreds of times.
Oh yeah, by a lot of people.
Yeah,
But yeah, the Beatles. I didn't even like the Beatles version that much. So, but see, then again, I'm not a huge. I am
Right.
not a huge Beatles fan.
I kind of picked up on that. Yeah.
there's some this. Okay, I'm a song by song fan of the Beatles.
Yeah,
Some
me too.
some songs are really great, and other songs it's like, okay, I take it or leave it. But
Yeah,
I'm
see,
not. It's not like Johnny Cash where I love almost every song the man did.
yeah, see, it's like I have like every Johnny Cash song ever, and
Yeah, I
All
mean,
Is Well. And
I've got like 12. I got 12 or 15 albums of his.
yeah, see now
So
the Ring of Fire, that song. I have
yeah,
15 versions of that song. That song
I
is freaking amazing. It's been done by so many people, and some of those versions are just so good
I've
that
got like
you just
25 different versions of Ghost Rider in the Sky, from everything from the original
Oh.
uh, uh, Burl to on up singing it.
yeah,
So
yeah. Same way. Ghost Rider in the Sky have probably about 15, 20 different versions of it.
okay, so let's see here. Mark Rosen featured Amy Winehouse, Valerie.
No, just no.
Who are the Zootons?
Mark
Zoo
Ronson.
fans? I don't.
It's,
Amy Winehouse is the only name there that's
I'm. I
familiar
was
to
never a
me.
big fan of Amy Winehouse. I don't get it. I just didn't get her.
Back to Black is the only song of hers I liked. Oh, Rehab. Yeah.
See, I just didn't get Amy Winehouse. I didn't get it. I did not get her at all. Everybody
Right.
was talking about
She
how
needed
great
better
she was
writers.
and what and all this kind of stuff. And I didn't get it.
All right. Joan Jett and the Blackhearts. I love rock and roll.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
Versus the Arrows. Okay, yeah. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, the
Never
Arrows, that
hardly heard.
1950 straight laced.
Not
I
held.
love it was not even the original version just wasn't that it was good, but it wasn't great. Joan Jett took it, put the metal edge on it, a little bit of the metal, a little bit of the, that voice of hers just
Yep.
added to it. It's just like her cover of Crimson and Clover.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
It's a totally different song, means
yeah.
something
Oh, yeah.
totally different when she does it.
Oh, yeah.
But
She is reason enough to watch the Highlander series. That's all I'm saying.
yeah, that exactly.
Well,
So
I mean,
Joan
then
Jett just
she was
she,
also in the Happy Days TV series.
She
no,
was.
she wasn't. She was not.
Are
Are
you
you
thinking of
sure
Susie
about that?
Quattro?
No, that was Susie Quattro.
Yeah. Leather Tuscadero.
Yeah.
And Joni was
So
gonna run away and be in a girl band.
let's talk about Joan Jett for just a minute
Mm,
because I did go see her in concert a few times. Now, Joan Jett was originally with the Runaways, right?
The Runaways. I was gonna say the Misfits.
Yeah,
The Runaways. Yeah.
yeah, the Runaways. Back when she's like 15, 16 years old, they had a few
Yeah.
hits, Fox on the Run, some other stuff. Her and Lita Ford were the only two that made it big after the Runaways.
Yeah.
Some of Lita Ford's songs are really good, but for the most part, not that great. So, but Joan Jett, some of her covers are just iconic and you can never forget. She covered Sly and the Family Stone's Everyday People.
Oh, okay.
And Sly and Family Stone's Everyday People is such an iconic song that you just, it's like, can anybody cover that and make it more famous than them? No, but was it a good version? Oh, most definitely. Her cover of Crimson and Clover, again, totally different song when she does it. Is it better than Tommy James? No, it's totally different. And I have both versions, and I like both versions extremely well. And so that's kind of how I feel about this one too. With the I Love Rock and Roll, I think she actually overshadowed the original and made it her own. If anytime you tell anybody I love rock and roll, nobody's going to know it was the Arrows. They all know it is Joan Jett's song.
Exactly.
And so she totally eclipsed the original. Plain and simple, no arguing the fact.
Okay, Dave, let's doing a flashback alert there.
Who's this one? The Clash, I Fought the Law. Yep.
Oh.
The Clash version. All right. So Bobby Fuller 5, when they did it, it was a great song. It's a fantastic song. The Clash did a totally different version. I don't think though that their version, the Clash version, is the best version. There are better versions of I Fought the Law that and John Cougar's version even was better than the Clashes. So,
Okay.
see, and again,
See, I know the song, but I didn't know who sang it.
yeah, see, even the Dead Kennedys did a cover,
Oh
right?
Lord.
But again, I think that there are other versions that are much, much better uh, than the Clash. And so it was originally I Fought the Law and the Law One was originally done by the Crickets in 1959. So it wasn't even a Bobby Fuller song, but Bobby Fuller had a good version. So yeah, Roy Orbison covered it. I remember that version. Chris and his wife Rita Coolidge covered it. Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers covered it. Hank Williams Jr. covered it. So yeah, so I mean, a lot of people have covered it, and I think some people did it much better. The Stray Cats version is better. Yeah, I'm just looking in my music collection here. Now, my favorite version, the version I've played the most is the Pogues version.
Okay.
The
Never
Pogues.
heard of them.
Well, that's because you're old.
Oh.
So the Pogues are an Irish punk band out of Ireland, and their lead singer passed away way too soon. They would have had much, but they took a lot of songs and they turned them into this Irish punkish kind of feel, right?
Okay.
What one of my favorite songs by the Pogue is "The Body of an Englishman." It's it's a big deal for funerals and stuff here in the United States. Um, but yeah, so and then of course Mike
Anytime
Ness.
you say, anytime you, the, I hear the body of an Englishman done by Irish, my mind goes right back to the IRA
Yeah,
and the
yeah, I know.
Troubles.
Yeah, but that was not what it's kind of a funeral song. Now, Mike Ness did a cover of "I Fought the Law" that um, takes the Clash version and makes it sound really bad. And of course, Mike Ness is most known as the lead singer of Social Distortion, who later went on and recorded about 5 or 6 albums on his own.
Okay.
And yeah, so I was just so I have yeah, just look see each time one of these songs that I really like comes up, I go through my music list and it tells
Mm-hmm.
me how many times I've played it. And
Oh.
so the Pogues and Mike Ness are the two I've played the most, it looks like.
Okay. Jeff Buckley's Hallelujah
Oh, I was thinking
over
of
Leonard
Cohen.
Cohen.
No. The best
Um,
cover was Katie Lang. I'm sorry.
uh, see, Hannah Pastel's version I like really well. Um, yeah, I got to go with Leonard Cohen on this one. Jeff Buckley's version's good, but Leonard's is better. I got to go with Leonard Cohen.
All right.
All right, so moving right along.
Sinead
I
O'Connor over Prince.
for
No, absolutely not. I'm sorry. I'm not a Prince fan, but there's no way Sinead O'Connor did a Prince song better than Prince.
I'm
Yeah,
not even
that's kind
seeing
of
it
where I
on
felt about
the
it.
list.
What's that?
I don't even see it on the list.
Well, the reason why a lot of people like the Sinead O'Connor because the Prince version's a much different song. It's not nearly as slow and all that
I mean, I
as
like the Sinead
Sinead's.
O'Connor, so
Yeah, I like the Sinead O'Connor version. I do. I like it
yeah,
a lot.
yeah.
The kind of only Sinead O'Connor song I like, but it's a much different song than the original Prince. And so a lot of times too, when they say, "Well, they covered a Prince song," hey, Prince wrote a lot of music for a lot of different artists, and Prince was a musical genius, and just plain
Absolutely. I
simple.
now the and the re- and the I'm not a. I mean, like Monkey is rabidly a Prince fan.
Yeah, I am
I'm
too.
I'm not okay, but I will give Prince every ounce of credit. The man could play any instrument he wrote. There's still, from my understanding, there's still finding songs that he wrote.
Yep.
He wrote music in a lot of different genres.
Hmm.
The man was music in and out. I'm so I don't take nothing from him, and I give him all credit. I'm just not a big fan of his like a lot of people are.
Okay, Dar, I put a link to the Katie Lang version of Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Because she's done it a couple of times and it came out different both times. So that's the one I was.
Okay. Yeah, put the link in there. I'd like to hear it because Hallelujah is it's one of those songs that I just really like.
She
And
did. She did this one song. She was voted like Woman of the Year for a magazine called Miss Chatelaine, a Canadian magazine.
yeah,
She did a song called Miss Chatelaine, and it's a beautiful song. I mean, it's very slow and hummy, and but the performance on the stage, the wig kept sliding all over the place, and she kept rearranging it and playing with it. Oh my god, I freaking died. It was wild.
yeah.
It was almost like the wig was its own character performing. It was kind of funny.
You know what version of Hallelujah I forgot all about?
What?
And I feel kind of bad about forgetting about it.
Tell me.
The Pentatonics version.
They did that? Why am
Yeah.
I surprised? They covered Sound of Silence. Why am I surprised by anything anymore?
Yeah. So I've forgotten
And,
all about that. And
and my favorite version of Sound of Silence is still Disturbed.
yeah, there's nothing that compares to that one. I
I
totally
mean,
agree.
some indie guy, Jeff Castellucci or something, covered it, and his was good, but no, doesn't do it for me.
Yeah, there's some there's this other band that covered it where the guy has really deep voice like that. What is it? They do Viking versions of so many songs.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, and
Shit,
they covered that. Yeah, yeah.
I have
Was
to
it?
look at that because
Yeah, something Wolf.
they
But yeah,
covered
they do
High
like the
Call.
Viking versions of songs. Some of their version of Drunken Sailor I really like.
Okay,
Um,
okay. Shroom, you saw Nobody. They actually played some of Nina Simone songs in it, and that's why I'm thinking of it because I was just thinking who wanted to watch it with me later. But then near the beginning, they had her singing "Misunderstood," and then toward the middle of it, when things start getting wild, they play the Latin pop disco version from the '80s, and oh my god, that is the best freaking cover. Like, because I grew
you
up
know,
listening to that version, so yeah. They really need to have that on here because both versions were so wildly popular. But okay, put up some random shit I never heard of. That's cool too. Oh,
I've got to, and very unpopular opinion here. All right.
all right.
This I thought Disturbed's version was horrible.
I
Okay.
don't even
I
know.
Simon and
Oh,
Garfunkel did it the best.
okay.
Can't agree, but that's all right.
Okay. Like I
You're
said,
entitled to be as wrong as you want to
unpopular
be.
opinion, but
Your stream.
I thought the Disturbed's version makes me throw up a little bit.
I can't. I'm so sad now.
Okay.
My heart got broken.
Jimi Hendrix over Bob Dylan with Along the Watchtower. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
Yeah,
I gotta give it to Jimi Hendrix.
I do too. All right, so I'm gonna
was
go
that
on mute
Hey
for a minute.
Joe? I don't know, man. Wait.
I got to give it to Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah.
So I mean, Hendrix again. Hendrix is another. I get like I give all credit to the man was a musical genius. He was way ahead of his time. So much like Prince. All right, the number one song on this list, Johnny Cash "Hurt" over 9 Inch Nails.
Yes. I knew that would be there. Yes. Absolutely. Johnny Cash all the way.
I've listened to both of them back to back. and I've got to give it to Johnny Cash.
Yeah, you can really feel it when he sings something, man.
Yeah. Well, he knew he was dying when he was
Yeah,
singing it. He knew and he was in physical pain. So when he said hurt,
yeah.
he meant
Oh yeah, he meant
there
every word of
was
that.
he meant every word of that song.
Yup, I'm down with that.
So it's just a matter of
They got some Johnny Cash and Let's Go to Prison. And, oh man.
you see it in Cash's face.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Um, 9 Inch Nails, the guys weren't that old. There were no lines in their faces
No.
and
Oh god, I'm so sick of this. Hold on.
you
Let me
couldn't
get
hear
rid.
the pain in their voices like you could in Johnny Cash.
Yeah, Johnny Cash's version. He owns this song now. 9 Inch Nails does not own it anymore.
No,
And there was something
but
I was gonna ask you, but that ringtone knocked it right
but
out of
that
my
I
head.
mean, but like I said, he knew he was dying. He was in constant pain. So the words, you could hear it in his voice, you could see it in his face, you could see it in his body movements.
Hmm.
Uh,
They didn't
everything
have him
about
on the good stuff.
everything about him lived,
Well,
portrayed the words, the lyrics.
Oh
okay,
man.
so let's talk about the song, right? The song Hurt. So the guy from 90 Inch Nails, he wrote it about his girlfriend, right? Because
Yeah.
I guess she was addicted to drugs or something. Um, and it was a sad song, sad ballad. Johnny Cash took it, turned it dark, and brought life to the song in such a way that even the guy from 9 Inch Nails says, he goes, "It's no longer my song. It's not.
Yeah.
It's no longer, my song. It is Johnny Cash's song now."
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm sure he didn't want to admit to it, but yeah, it's no longer. So yeah, it's no longer a 9 Inch Nail song. It's Johnny Cash's song.
Right. Well, nobody, and I won't be honest, I'd never heard of the song before Johnny Cash did it.
Mm,
No, neither did I.
me neither.
I mean, I
Um,
had no idea.
I only listen to one Nine Inch
So, I
Nails
mean, I
song.
had to go
So.
looking for the 9 Inch Nails version of it
Yeah, I
to,
mean, so when he said it is no longer our song, he was 100% correct. It is Johnny Cash's song.
yeah.
Absolutely.
And, and so much of Johnny Cash's music, even in his younger days, was so dark.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Folsom Prison Blues,
When the man comes
Orange Blossom
around.
Special. Yeah, when the man comes around, which, by the
Yeah.
way, nobody will ever be able to do that.
Oh, they had that.
I
Okay.
feel sorry for anybody who tries to cover that song.
Oh, nobody should. Hey, you ever see Let's Go to Prison?
Let's go to prison.
It's a really good movie. It's
No,
got a lot of dark humor in it.
I like dark
Based.
humor. That's my favorite kind.
Okay, it's Dak Shepard. You gotta love him. He was young there, and he kept going to jail. And the same guy, the same judge, kept putting him in jail over and over. So he runs into the guy's grandson or whatever, and he decides he's going to get that guy to go to jail as the ultimate revenge because the
Right.
judge dies before he starts his plan. So the kid goes to jail. He goes to jail to be assigned with him in the same bunk, and he goes from there. And it's like, you ever hate somebody so much you don't mind all the awful shit you do yourself just to get to them? This is that movie. It is petty.
Mm.
It is hellish. It is tacky. There is no saving moment for any of the characters in this movie. I love this
So there's
movie
no
so much.
redeeming.
It's
Oh,
real trashy. It is
cool.
so
Sounds like
white
my kind of movie.
trash. Oh my God, you would love it. I gotta see it again one more time before I die. I love that movie so much.
Have any of y'all seen? Have either one of y'all seen Mickey 17 yet?
No,
No.
have you?
I've got it. I haven't had a chance to sit down and watch it yet.
If it's good, I'll sit down and watch it.
And
Mm,
well, I know I'm going to like it because the premise of it is the acting is going to have to really be bad in it for me not to like the movie,
okay.
because the very premise of it is, and that, you know, I'm going to like it. I know I'm going to like it. The premise of this movie is too good not to like.
Okay.
So I'm just telling you that, and it's not because I'm a fan of any of the actors in it, because honestly, off the top of my head, I don't
They're
remember
all nobodies.
who's even acting in it.
All right, they're all nobodies. We never heard of them. It's fine.
But the idea that he's being recloned with all of his old memories every time he dies,
Oh.
that's and he signs up for it as an expendable.
Oh.
That's just like, okay, going to go out to space and I'm going to get radiation poisoning. I'm going to get hit by meteors. I'm going to get hit by, you know, I'm going to get cut up. I'm going to get poisoned, and then I'm going to come back to life and do it all over again.
Ew. I'm trying to think of the movie. There's been a couple movies like that where you're dealing with video game characters and they either become sentient or you have to break the cycle of them dying. You can't quite do it. I think it might be Boss Level. It was one with Ryan Reynolds and it was really good.
What's that?
Um, it was a movie with him and he became a sentient character in a video game. He wasn't a
Oh yeah, Guy. Free Guy.
free guy. Yeah, I want to see that. I saw
That's a good
part of it. It
movie.
was good. It looked good.
Yeah, it was good.
But there was one called Boss Level, and I hadn't seen that one. I think it had an actual video game actor in it. But whatever. The trailers
I
look
don't know,
good.
but Free Guy was good. Yeah.
It's got
Well,
Mel
guys,
Gibson in it.
I know it's a little bit early, but
Is it that time
No,
already?
yeah.
no, he
But
lying. He don't
no,
like us.
it's getting close. It's getting close.
Oh man, no,
Yeah,
it's too
no,
early. What
I
are we
know, but
paying you for? Give us our money back. You
all
can't just
right.
leave.
I got you. I got stuff I got to get
Oh
accomplished,
my
and
god, you
that sort of
suck.
thing.
Do Freebird.
What's that?
Do Freebird.
Free. That's a song that after that scene in The Kingsman, I'll never be able to listen to in the same way ever again.
I never saw that. I gotta see that.
You got to watch The Kingsman. It was a great movie. But yeah,
I get that. Yeah.
there's a sequence that they did to Free Bird. It's like after watching Wayne's World, I'll never be able to hear Bohemian
Oh
Rhapsody
god.
in the same way. Every time I hear it now, I just so
I
Freebird's the
saw
same. I'll
the
never be able
I
to hear it
saw
the
the
same again.
Muppets version, and that was a blast.
What? A Freebird?
Not Freebird. Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
The
That
Muppet
was
cover
fun.
of that was good. Yeah.
When Alice Cooper was on the Muppet Show, he
Oh,
did Schools
and
Out.
he did that song with Miss Piggy. You and I.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
That was
That
the
was
greatest thing ever.
one of my favorite songs before I even saw that with him. But once I saw him, that cemented it. That was my favorite Alice Cooper song.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like the song "Only Women Bleed." I have like
Uh,
4 covers of that one that I think are better even than Alice Cooper's version. And that's saying a lot because I'm a huge Alice Cooper fan. The only reason I watched that episode of The Muppet Show is because Alice Cooper was on it.
of course. Of course. He's the best, man. Ugh, I can't. No, he is the best.
Yeah, Data, I will agree with you that too. Twist and Shout, never hear that song the same way after Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah, that's just like after, yeah, that's like you'll never hear that. Even the Blues Brothers too, they had Twist and Shout in that one too. But
Man, respect.
What
No, not respect. What Aretha
yeah,
sings
they
on
did
wasn't it?
respect
Yeah,
Aretha did
what
respect in the Blues Brothers.
I
Blues
wasn't
Brothers
Twist
such a
and Shout also in Animal House?
I
yeah.
didn't. Okay, I'm gonna be the y'all gonna hate me, but I was not crazy about that movie.
What Animal House?
Yeah, but I was
Well,
a
it's
little
just
kid when I saw it. That's not, a good
yeah.
kid
See,
movie.
but even as a grown up, see, Animal
Eh,
House, that's a guy movie.
yeah, it really is. It didn't. It had no appeal to me
It
whatsoever.
only appeals to certain people, right?
Yeah, I
And
saw it when it first came out, so I was in my late teens, early 20s.
Oh, you would have loved it.
Oh yeah, I liked it at the time, but I don't know. I haven't watched it in forever. Literally, I have
I
not
just
watched that movie probably 30 years.
Same
well,
way I
that's
love
like
you. Hold on to that thing you love. I love Princess Bride as a little girl, and I would still watch it today if it was on. So,
well, Animal House means a lot to me in different ways, but the when Niedermeyer goes, "A pledge pin on your uniform," and the Twisted Sister uses that clip in their song "I'm Not Going to Take
oh
It
yeah,
Anymore,"
yeah.
and which, by the way, is a cover. Twisted Sister did not write that song; it's a cover. Just so you know.
Oh,
Yeah,
who
you know,
who
and
Are you
so there.
serious?
Yeah,
who did it first? I'm not typing.
Oh, see, and how Dar and I got talking about this was it when I opened up this morning. There, one of the news pieces that popped up was uh, that Jill Sobel, "I Kissed a Girl," was killed
Um,
yesterday in a house fire. And I'm sitting there going, "Oh, I thought
um,
Katy Perry sang that song." She covered that song.
yeah.
yeah.
This Jill Sobel, I don't know how, as a she, first out lesbian to hit the charts according to this, openly gay to break in the Billboard Top 20. But
Yep.
with that song, "I Kissed a Girl." Well, I never heard it before
Until Katy Perry did.
until and it wasn't because I was, oh, Katy Perry's got a new song out. It was on TV
Because it
or
got more
something.
airtime.
Yeah.
Does anyone care if Katy Perry has anything out anymore? I'm sorry.
Oh, she is catching so much flack. That whole crew, while her and
Yeah,
Gail King are catching so much flack over that Blue Origins
the
flight
little
that they
ride.
took, the
Like
little
everybody
ride.
that got on their ass wouldn't be the first to sign up if they thought they had a chance to get on that. Please.
Yeah, the memes from that are hilarious.
We got bigger things to be mad about.
Yeah, so Katy Perry fell in a mud puddle. Now she's a deep sea diver.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, anything Katy Perry does now, there's going to be memes on it.
Yeah,
But
she
yeah,
and they've
she earned
got
it.
Gail. Well, they got Gail King. Uh, I'm not riding in a car. Even though she's in
uh,
the back seat, she's not riding. And
she's being
Yeah,
driven. I don't know.
so, yeah, her and Gail King are really catching flack over
yeah.
all the,
Yeah, screw 'em.
because they've completely blown out of proportion their little sojourn into lower outer space.
Uh,
Yep. All right, guys. Well, on that
Okay.
note, I will see you all later.
All
Peace
right. Well,
out.
Thank
thanks,
you.
Dar.
I
Do
want to go
appreciate you coming. You're always welcome whenever you got a free minute.
in.
All right. See y'all later. Data, you take care and bye for now.
You
All right.
too.
Later, Tater. And I mean, we might as well go ahead and end it here, Rom, unless you got something else you want to talk about.
No.
Now, I tell you something I'm going to do today, though. When we get off
What?
stream here,
What?
I got a one of those ice cream makers that you can put on your
Oh.
KitchenAid,
Oh, kitchen. I don't have that. All right, but still,
and I did not spend a lot of money on it, and
okay.
it's been sitting in the freezer now for 3 days.
Oh,
And
what you?
I'm going to make some banana ice cream.
Oh, that sounds so good.
I've got some ripened bananas.
Okay.
I've got some banana extract. I've got some
Oh.
ban- I've got some banana flavored Nesquik that I had to order from England because that's the only place you can buy it is from England. You
Oh,
can't
dude, I
buy it
should
here
look
in the
that up.
States. Yeah, you can buy it off of Amazon, but they ship it from England.
Okay, that's
Okay.
fine.
And I've got some rum extract.
Yeah, that's fine. I like the Ovaltine from China, so it all works out. Okay.
So I am going to make some banana flavored ice cream today.
Ooh, rum banana.
You know, rum extract in banana tastes so good.
I did not know that. Thank you. I learned something new. When I was a little girl, there used to be a stand at Coney Island. My mom would get me banana ice cream. She called it banana custard. Same thing though. It was on a cone. That was
Yep.
so good.
So when I get done here, let's see, it takes 30 minutes to mix this stuff together, and then you
You
got
gotta freeze
to
it
pour it
overnight.
in your mold and wait, put it in the freezer for another 2 hours.
Yeah, I used to. I don't know, not exactly banana ice cream, but I would boil milk until it would start to thicken and reduce, and then I'd let it cool and put that and some bananas in a blender and then freeze it. It came out good.
Oh yeah. Well, see, I've got a recipe for a no churn ice cream, which
Okay.
is uh, condensed milk, heavy
Yeah, I've heard.
cream, and a couple other things. And then, I mean, that's for just a flat flavored ice cream. Okay.
Yeah.
But then what I'll do is I've taken pie fillings and added into it.
Ooh.
I've done this banana stuff, sliced up bananas and banana extract and everything else and mixed in with it. And I mean, it always turns out good. It's when the grandson comes over, he really likes banana flavored ice cream. So I try to make some up for him whenever he comes over.
Yeah.
But yeah, and being no churn, that's wonderful.
Yeah. Oh my god.
You just mix it all up, pour it in the freezer, and it takes, you gotta let it set in there for about 5 hours, but you gotta
Ugh.
put it,
It's gotta
but
go.
it's gotta do. So I make it up the night before, put it in the freezer and forget about it.
In my ex's country, they have ice cream, but the one local cultural thing is called kulfi, and it's the
Right.
same thing, but it's a distinct flavor. It's like you take almonds and you brown them in a skillet, like roasting them. Um, Lachi, choti lachi, green cardamom, and I think there's those green sweet fennel seeds that taste like licorice, but I'm not sure. But you boil all the milk until the milk's reduced and it gets thick, and you add some sugar, and then you freeze it, and it has such a good taste. The texture's off because it's not in an ice cream machine and you're not churning it. The texture's really off. It's kind of almost crystallized, but the
Right.
taste is so good. And I made that for him. And I didn't know they sold that over there. I just got it out of the recipe book he bought me. And oh my God, it was like he was a child again. I could see what he must have looked like when he was 5. His face just lit up. I was like, I hadn't had a chance to defrost and stir it. He's like, no, no, this is so good. You got the taste down perfect. and I didn't even feel self conscious. It was all crackly. I was just so glad he liked it. Yeah.
Okay, well, all right, we'll be back on Monday.
If I live till Monday, I will be back.
All
Yes.
right. Uh,
I notice I'm having a real hard time getting up in the mornings though, and I know part of it's a stroke because I'll get up for an hour or two, and then I get dizzy, and I'm like, no, I can't do this. I'm too old for this stuff.
oh,
And
I slept right through my alarm this morning.
me too.
Uh,
I was like, nope, today.
I didn't wake up until the wife's alarm went off at 5 o'clock. So yeah,
I
that put me a full hour behind everything.
see. I thought I was smart. And I had this great idea. I was gonna find my tiny skillet and fry an egg and make a sandwich, a nice runny sandwich. But nope, none of that happened. Because the spirit is well and the body is lazy as AF, so there we went with that. I
So
forgot to eat yesterday.
the only thing I had time to do for the wife this morning was toast up a bagel and put cream cheese on it for her.
See, this
So
is bullshit.
that 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 was her breakfast this morning.
I got a nap. And then I gotta go across town to the grocery store. I hope I don't go to jail. Because none of my credit cards will pay for anything. They have money on them, they just won't do it. And my debit card's expired. And I've been trying to order it now for like a couple of months, and they've been fighting me on it for some reason. But they're either coming today or tomorrow, Monday. I'm betting Monday or Tuesday. But if I
Uh,
get those, I'll be okay. If not, I got some cash, but I have to get out. I'm
uh,
scared if I leave the house, the cards will come when I'm gone because I have to be there to get them. They're not just going to leave them in my
all
mailbox
right.
or at my door. I don't even know. I'm dragging.
Okay.
Just
All right,
cross your
guys.
fingers I get everything straightened out here.
All right.
I'll see
Well,
y'all
y'all,
Monday.
everybody have a good weekend.
Night,
Be with the
y'all.
ones you love and love the ones that
Other
you're
ones
with.
you're with.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.